How's it going, gamers? It is Chongo here, and today I've got a Counter-Strike gun game commentary on the topic of DLC and the evolution of it. Okay, to get things started off, for people who don't know what DLC is, it stands for downloadable content, and that's basically like map packs, levels, or anything that you can download extra to the game that you actually buy. It sort of started out as like an extra thing to the game that was like a nice little bonus or an add-on to a game, but now it's almost expected of games. I mean, some game companies even go as far as to announce DLC before they've even released their game. Like, I'm pretty sure they did that with Gears of War 3. Like, they announced that there was going to be 4 pieces of DLC before the game was even released. Now, the reason I think that more people are wanting to expect DLC from their games is because people are playing games more. That's just the gist of it. And then the more the people play games, the more they seem to realize, hang on, this game will eventually get boring. And that's why they kind of think, oh, if they add some new maps, new guns, new levels, that kind of stuff, it'll interest them or keep them interested for longer. What's also interesting is most DLC nowadays actually costs money, whereas when DLC first started, it was usually free, and there was only a couple of companies that decided to make people pay. And this was another interesting thing I found out. The very first company to ever charge for DLC was Microsoft, and I was just like, oh, well, that explains a lot about Xbox Live and how they sort of want to force companies to pay for DLC rather than release it free. It also seems like most of the gaming community wants free DLC compared to paid DLC, and they often see paid DLC as being way too overpriced. Like, I remember back when Modern Warfare 2 was releasing map packs, and it was 1,200 Microsoft points for a couple of maps, and it equated to about $20-something, and it seemed a little bit ridiculous, and yeah, I didn't really want to pay for that, whereas other games like Gears of War 2, when they released a map pack, was like 800 Microsoft points, and I saw that as a little bit cheaper, when that only equated to about $15-ish. There is a certain type of DLC that some gamers hate so much, and that is on-the-disc DLC. People seem to get really mad at the fact that they see it as, if a business has made these maps or extra guns or whatever before the time of release, they should be included in the game. I understand this position, but my personal position is that I reckon that it should be on the disc, but it should not be charged for, and it should still be locked away till a month after or something like that, so that it increases the longevity of the game. So it would sort of be like unlocks in like Call of Duty, for example. I mean, what happens if you started a game and all of a sudden you just had all the guns there waiting for you? It's still the same amount of content, it's just if you can't unlock it straight away or you have to wait a little while, it sort of makes the game more fun in the long run and makes it last longer for everybody. I'm obviously for DLC, I can't see anyone can actually be against it. I mean, it extends a game's life. I mean, otherwise you'd only play it for a couple months and then you'd be bored of it, but with DLC it increases the life of the game. Companies such as Microsoft and Nintendo have both been criticized for making users buy more than the amount that they need for DLC. So, for example, a map pack that contains 5 maps is 800 Microsoft points, but the lowest amount of Microsoft points you can buy in stores is 1,500. And this leaves you with 700 Microsoft points left over, which you can still spend on other items, but it's a bit of an awkward amount to buy another map pack with or something like that. Now, I can understand why they don't do currency, because some people have said, oh, if they can't do that, why can't they just do currency? But the fact is, exchange rates are always changing. It's too hard to keep a definite amount. Like, if I say $5 for a map pack in Australia, that could be, completely different in America or in any other country. But in saying that, Microsoft should allow you to buy the certain amount of Microsoft points required for DLC and no more, so that you don't have any left over just sitting there, so that, yeah, because some people see that as the business gaining more money than actually required, because you don't end up spending it, or you spend it on items such as for Xbox Live, you spend it on avatar items, so therefore you've just spent 800 or however much on the actual thing you want, and just spent the rest on something for the company that you've just used to transfer money over. Now, currently at the moment, DLC is seen by most businesses as a way to continue profit. But the way I see it is, it should be something that is to continue the length of a game. So I think that DLC should be allowed on the disc, but it should be locked away and then released freely after a couple of months, and this way it increases the length of the game, but it'll also pay back the business, because it should attract or persuade more people to want to buy the game, because they see all the post-launch support for the game, all the downloadable content available, and yeah, they just see it as a good game that would last a long time. So basically, to sum up, I believe that some DLC, if it's on the disc, should be free, but should still be locked away and not given straight up, so it sort of like unlocks through weapons. And I also believe that DLC is good, but if it was a bit cheaper than what it is, and some companies such as Microsoft, make the conversion a little bit better, then we would end up with a lot better DLC and not as many people getting all mad over it. Please leave a comment below on what you think of DLC on the disc, if you like it, or if you hate it, or if you think it should be free like the way I said, or if you think it should cost money, or it should just come with the game to start with. Thanks for watching this commentary. Please subscribe if you want to see more, and leave any feedback below as well. My next video should be up Wednesday night sometime, and I will do a video after that on Friday, and maybe one on the weekend. So yeah, definitely subscribe if you like my commentaries. Here's a couple of my previous videos you may like. The left one is about finishing school and career pathways and all that kind of stuff, and lots of people seem to like it. And the one on the right is about what makes a good game. So thanks for watching, and see you next time.